So, George, you spoke of second-by-second measurement. How would you handle issues like latency and dwell time? Do you think that second-by-second might be rolled up, or do you feel that second-by-second does the job?
I think that second by second does do the job. Um, we are working with 5-second dwell times now. I think it becomes an issue, if you will, if we get to formats that are less than 5 seconds where you might actually miss some content. And I think what's important to remember is that when the box has been tuned for 5 seconds or more, we go back to the first second. So we never miss any of the tuning information. And this is in our direct view service. With regard to latency, we have done some work on it, not enough admittedly, but we have seen consistency, particularly in the satellite systems, in terms of latency from box to box. And in fact, one of the things that we recommended as part of our response to the SIM RFI is that the industry undertake some research to better understand the variability in latency and the potential impact it has on measurement.
In terms of an industry standard for terms and for idiosyncrasies of various types of set-top boxes, do you think that it's possible to create a lexicon of terms that everybody can follow? And do you think it's even important?
Okay. I do think it's possible to develop standards and definitions by which the set-top business would operate. And I do think it's very important that we do that. There are a number of companies who are now working in the arena. And I think for the industry to have confidence in the data, there needs to be some consistency in terms of the lexicon that's used, so that if somebody is working with TNS or working with another company, the concept that somebody is working with is the same that's being presented by both companies. So I do think it's very important that we get to standards in order to see greater adoption and greater usage of set-top data.
Do you think that consensus can be reached across all the different types of measurement services out there? And data providers, actually, as well.
I think we can. I think that it needs to be driven by the industry. I think we have the opportunity now for the industry to work in a collaborative fashion to define standards, to define common terms. And it would occur to me that those organizations that work with the industry, that adopt the standards, will find that the industry comes to them to use their services. If an organization chooses not to adopt those standards, then it is going to have to make a case for why its approach, its unilateral approach, is a better way to go.
George, tell us a little bit about your participation with SIM.
Okay. Well, TNS was one of several companies that was invited to participate in the SIM process. That process so far has had 2 exercises. The first, we were invited to meet with the SIM group on the 10th of November, where we talked about a host of issues and things that we need to do in order to move the industry along. And the second activity was a response to the RFI that SIM put out, which we did, which we submitted a couple of weeks ago. With regard to SIM, I think SIM has or could have a very critical role to play in terms of helping the industry develop standards, develop applications, and most importantly, helping to gain acceptance for the types of methods and things that we've been talking about. I don't think the research community alone, TNS or any of the other people in the space, can do it alone. I think we need the support and the assistance from the industry, and I'm hopeful that SIM can play that role and help create some momentum that will help us move to greater adoption and utilization of set-top box services.